Have you ever wondered what happens when a car reaches 60,000 miles, 100,000 miles, or even more? Many people immediately think, it's old now, it's risky, I should stay away. But here's the truth. Some SUVs actually become smarter buys after they've already taken the biggest depreciation hit. The first owner pays the expensive part, and you get a vehicle that has already proven whether it's reliable or not. But the problem is, not every used SUV is a hidden gem. Some look amazing on the outside but become a nightmare once you start paying for repairs. And today we're going to talk about the only 5 used SUVs that are genuinely worth considering after 60,000 miles. These are vehicles known for durability, strong resale value, and the ability to keep running for years if maintained properly. So if you're thinking about buying a used SUV, stay until the end because number 1 might surprise you. And before we start, tell me in the comments, what SUV do you currently drive and how many miles does it have? I'm curious to know which vehicles are still surviving after years of ownership. Number 5, Honda CR-V. Starting our list is a vehicle that has built a reputation for being one of the smartest used SUV purchases you can make, the Honda CR-V. Now, some people look at a used CR-V with 60,000 or 80,000 miles and think they missed their chance. But actually, this is where the CR-V becomes interesting. Honda has spent decades perfecting this formula. Practical design, efficient engines, comfortable driving, and most importantly, reliability. The reason so many CR-Vs stay on the road for 200,000 miles or more is because Honda focuses on building vehicles that don't try to be overly complicated. The engines are proven, the transmissions have improved over generations, and maintenance costs are usually reasonable compared to many competitors. Imagine buying a used SUV that already lost thousands of dollars in depreciation, but still has years of life left. That's exactly why many smart buyers look at a slightly older CR-V instead of buying brand new. Of course, you still need to check service records. A neglected CR-V can become expensive just like any other vehicle. Look for regular oil changes, transmission maintenance, and signs that the previous owner actually cared for the vehicle. Another thing people love about the CR-V is the practicality. You get excellent cargo space, comfortable seats, good fuel economy, and enough capability for everyday life. It's not trying to be a luxury SUV or an off-road monster. It's simply a vehicle that does almost everything correctly. And sometimes, that's exactly what makes a great used SUV. Number 4, Toyota Highlander. Next up is a name that almost everyone associates with reliability, the Toyota Highlander. If you need something bigger than a CR-V, maybe you have a family, need more passenger space, or take longer road trips, the Highlander becomes a very attractive option. Toyota has created a reputation where many owners don't even think about selling their vehicles because they just keep running. A Highlander with 60,000 to 100,000 miles can still have a huge amount of life left. The biggest advantage of the Highlander is that it combines SUV comfort with Toyota durability. You get 3-row seating, a smooth ride, and a powertrain designed for long-term ownership. Many people make the mistake of only looking at mileage. They see 90,000 miles and think, that's too much. But mileage alone doesn't tell the whole story. A well-maintained Highlander with 100,000 miles can easily be a better purchase than another SUV with 40,000 miles that was abused. Think about it this way. Would you rather buy a vehicle with fewer miles but questionable history, or a vehicle with more miles that has proven it can survive? That's why Highlanders remain popular in the used market. The one thing to remember is that Toyota reliability doesn't mean maintenance disappears. You still need to inspect suspension components, brakes, tires, and service history. A reliable SUV still needs care, but overall, the Highlander is one of those vehicles where buying used often makes more financial sense. Number 3, Lexus RX. Now let's talk about something a little more premium, the Lexus RX. Many people think luxury SUVs automatically mean expensive repairs, and sometimes that's true. But Lexus is different because it's basically Toyota engineering with a more comfortable and refined experience. A used Lexus RX can be an incredible value because luxury vehicles usually lose value faster than normal vehicles. That means the second owner can get a lot of SUV for much less money. You get a quiet cabin, comfortable seats, premium materials, and a smooth driving experience. But underneath that luxury feeling, you have Toyota reliability. That combination is what makes the RX special. A Lexus RX with 70,000 or 90,000 miles can still feel like a premium vehicle. The interior often holds up extremely well, and many owners keep them for many years. If you're someone who wants comfort but doesn't want constant repair headaches, this is one of the strongest choices. The RX also proves an important point. Sometimes the smartest used car isn't the cheapest one. Sometimes paying a little more upfront for a vehicle with a strong reputation saves you money later. Because the most expensive vehicle isn't always the one with the highest price tag. It's the one that constantly needs repairs. Number 2. Toyota 4Runner. Now we're getting into serious durability territory. The Toyota 4Runner is one of the last true body-on-frame SUVs. And for people who want something built tough, the vehicle has almost legendary status. The 4Runner is not the newest, fastest, or most fuel-efficient SUV, but that's not why people buy it. People buy it because it's built like a machine. These vehicles are famous for handling tough conditions, rough roads, high mileage. Many owners keep them for hundreds of thousands of miles. A used 4Runner after 60,000 miles often still considered young because these vehicles are built for longship. The downside? Fuel economy isn't its strongest point. The driving experience is also more traditional compared to modern crossover SUVs. But if your priority is durability, adventure, and keeping a vehicle for a very long time, the 4Runner is hard to ignore. It's the type of SUV where owners often say, "I'm keeping this forever," and that tells you something. Number 1, Toyota RAV4. And finally, the number 1 used SUV worth buying after 60,000 miles, the Toyota RAV4. The RAV4 has become one of the most popular SUVs in the world for a reason. It gives buyers almost everything they want: reliability, fuel efficiency, practicality, comfort, and strong resale value. A used RAV4 is one of those vehicles where you don't feel like you're settling. Even after years of ownership, it still feels modern and useful. The reason it takes the number 1 spot is balance. The 4Runner may be tougher, the Lexus may be more luxurious, and the Highlander may be bigger, but the RAV4 fits the largest number of people. It works for families, commuters, travelers, and anyone who simply wants a dependable SUV. A properly maintained RAV4 can easily go well beyond 200,000 miles, making it one of the safest used SUV choices available. And because so many people want them, resale value stays strong. That means when it's time to sell, you're not losing as much money compared to many competitors. So there you have it, the 5 used SUVs that are worth considering after 60,000 miles. The Honda CR-V for practicality and efficiency, the Toyota Highlander for family comfort, the Lexus RX for luxury without unnecessary headaches, the Toyota 4Runner for legendary durability, and the Toyota RAV4 for the perfect overall package. But remember, even the best SUV can become a bad purchase if the previous owner ignored maintenance. Always check service history, get a professional inspection, and don't buy based only on appearance. A clean-looking SUV can hide expensive problems. Now, I want to hear from you. Which used SUV would you trust to last another 10 years? Is there a model you think deserves to be on this list? Drop your opinion in the comments because the best car advice often comes from real owners. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe because we're covering more reliable cars, hidden gems, and vehicles that are actually worth your money.